It was the original Nintendo. I got mine when I was about 4 or 5 from my grandmother. And I just played Mario to death. It was the first system. I loved it. It's still one of those, the system that I identify with the most.
When it comes to retro video games, Nathanial Calanza isn't playing around. His retro gaming collection has over 2,000 games and 15 entertainment systems. This massive library started with a shopping trip with his then girlfriend, now wife.
Took me to the thrift store for the first time ever. Never been there before. She was a big thrift store shopper, and I wasn't. I saw Nintendo games there were like 50 cents, $1. I'm like, it'd be cool to pick them up. So I started buying them slowly. From when I was a kid, I couldn't get them from my parents, right? Because they were hard workers and they couldn't afford them. I had money, and they were really cheap, so I just started buying as much as I could. But they're just a lot more cheaper.
He admits not every game on his shelf is a winner.
I set out to get those games I had as a kid. And a lot of the time, you know, like an old video game store or an old movie rental place would close down, and you had to buy a whole lot of stuff just to get that 1 or 2 games that you liked. And most of the time, that's how I got the bulk of my collection. It was just to get those 1 or 2 games. I had to buy like 50 games, and it didn't matter because they were all 50 cents anyways.
But the retro gaming market can earn you some serious gold coins, especially if you find one of the holy grails.
The one that always comes to mind is stadium events. That one game that was released and then recalled and rebranded. It's very rare now. It's not a game that you want to play at all, but it went for like $40,000 at auction.
He may not have that one, but his collection has some highlights. Nathaniel even has a YouTube channel called Thrift Dweller with over 3,000 subscribers. There, he talks about all things retro gaming. He then started the group Retro Gamers of Winnipeg, and they went on to create the Retro Gaming Convention. In 2015, the convention celebrated its 2nd year, moving to a bigger venue and helping raise money for sick children in Manitoba through Child's Play, an organization improving the lives of children with toys and games.
It's classic. The retro games are much harder than the newer games. Newer games are too easy.
It just takes us back to our childhood. Like, it's simpler times. Don't have to worry about the normal stresses of adult life.
Gamers of all ages made their way out, taking in the atmosphere, competing against each other, or adding to their collections. For people just getting into collecting, Nathaniel has one piece of advice.
Be very selective. Have a budget and know what you're going for.
Taking your collection to the next level. For Go Winnipeg, I'm Blair Malazdrewich.